blow by blow right here on SAFA.net. Of course, you can see the ladies in white. They'll be going from left to right on your screen. That's the away side. Ezemvelo going up against the home side. UWC in their classic all yellow strip from right to left, rather, on your screens. It's going to be a battle of who can get off to a better start. Both of these sides really are close on the table at the moment. As I mentioned, both sides, UWC have managed to win 10 in their last 29. Ezemvelo have managed to win 9. 7 draws for UWC, 6 for Ezemvelo, 12 losses for both sides, and more or less the same amount of goals. It's 26 goals for UWC, 29 for Ezemvelo. However, 36 goals against UWC and 37 against Ezemvelo. So both of these sides really tightly contested here in this encounter. Of course, it's all about who can get the upper hand in the next 90 minutes of a hard-hitting football, as we see just trying to get the ball into a dangerous zone. They've turned that one over, unfortunately, and it's an opportunity now for UWC to try and launch the attack through Daniels. Loses out but puts on the press. Mahlawe just trying to find her left back this time round in defender Yonela Quito. Unfortunately, not quite managing. And they'll have an opportunity here. They'll want to get onto the scoreboard nice and early, will Ezemvelo. Like I said, both of these sides really close on the table so far. Just having a look at how they've gone in the last 5 games. UWC really carrying some momentum. 2 draws, 3 victories. Undefeated since the 28th of September. Ezemvelo, they've gone down twice, drawn twice. Only the 1 victory in their last 5 games. So they'll be looking for a little bit of momentum. This ball into midfield. Tries to bring it down. Does Ngobane. She's going to be really important for Ezemvelo here today. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, 4 goals in her 21 games, and she'll be definitely looking to get that tally up today. Long ball, tries to stuff it out, does Mkhunu, unfortunately doesn't manage, and the run down the left-hand side is on Nokala. On the left boot, puts it into a dangerous area, and it's well dealt with there. They're asking for a back pass, but of course off the body there of the Ezemvelo defender. So not deemed to be a back pass as UWC look to go forward. They have some real good intentions here early on in the game as Captain Ndwalane once again boots that one upfield. We've seen the wind can really play a factor here at the UWC stadium. Doesn't look too bad today. You can just see those trees in the background really blasting from left to right as it normally does, coming from the sea across the field, and makes it difficult for the side going from right to left, which is a UWC. You can just look at the flag, look at it blowing in the wind at the moment. It might actually be to the benefit of UWC going from right to left. Upfield goes the ball. It's well brought down there. Daniels will be important in this encounter today. She hasn't got herself onto the scorecard too often. However, she is a real threat, is the number 24. She'll be looking to really create problems here for Ezemvelo, and a little bit of a mistake means that some go-forward ball here for UWC, and they're in a lot of trouble. But the goalkeeper and skipper Zintle Ndwalane makes herself nice and big, gets to it nicely. Brought down nicely in the middle of the park. It's going to be a tussle in the air. Good composure shown that time round by Mkwanazi. Into the middle of the field. They really do fight for the ball back. Mkwanazi finds Daniels. This is lovely passage of play here. All the way out now to Mswangani. Back to the keeper it goes, and Another key figure in the side will be the goalkeeper for today, Sipesihle Dlamini, who's managed to keep 12 clean sheets in her 23 encounters. Back it goes to Simaile Dlamini. They'll be looking to work nice and tightly together. Will these three, of course, the back two and goalkeeper, as they look to turn defense into attack and maintain a possible clean sheet in this match. It's been thrown into the middle of the park. They were nearly dispossessed, but good composure there from UWC. As once again trying to drive forward, they're trying to pickpocket a couple of spaces here in the middle of the park. They find Daniels, who unfortunately doesn't bring that one down to ground. Play on, says the referee, as Masangwane. In the middle of the park. Bit of tick-attack at the moment, but they need to get it going forward. As that one booted clear. And Sipesihle Dlamini will bring it under control. Of course, always looking to launch the counter-attack. And this is good now. In the gap it goes. Daniels tries to cut back on the inside. She's still in possession. Chips it over the top. It's in a dangerous area. They've got to try and get it out from underneath their feet. And Ezemvelo do really well to keep that one from going into the back of the net. But it's not quite done yet as Mohale tries to drive forward. Lovely touch. And a foul on the far side. They're just grabbing a handful of shirt there from for Magama. Of course, the national left back and captain of UWC today, Fikile Magama, will be looking to lead her side to victory. But first, she would love to get on to the top of this one here. They need some quality ball in the box. Plenty of bodies in. It's a lovely ball out to the far post. And unfortunately, just unable to bring that one under control. It's the first real chance of the game. It's absolutely brilliant. It looks like Antonia Maponya, the number 23, who did so well on the far post to get to it, but unfortunately just couldn't steer it in the right direction. And it gives Ezemvelo an opportunity now to go forward, which they themselves get stuffed out this time round, and lots of pressure on Simaile. Well, they would have had their hearts in their mouths, would Ezemvelo that time round. UWC really applying the pressure, applying the sting. Trying to get the tick-attacker going, but not really managing. Nuqala manages to get it back. Tries to get the game back under control at the moment, UWC. Just need to retain possession. They're struggling at the moment as Ezemvelo. Knocking it about really nicely, but it's well defended, just making themselves big. And there's a problem here. Might look to get the shot off. Can't quite find the angle. Can Mkunu. Wanted to get it on that dangerous right foot. Couldn't quite manage. A real opportunity. Trying to cut back onto the inside. Lovely little ball. Danger now if they can get this into a good area. Just trying to knock it about. They want to go forward. It's lovely ball now out to the left-hand side of the box. And she'll really be looking to get it into a dangerous position. But unfortunately, wasn't able to keep that one under control that time round. And they'll be able to tell their story another day. They come out scot-free on that occasion. Trying to drive forward. It's booted clear that time, but still having to deal with. That's a lovely ball. That's manages to get it upfield that time round. Lamin. Having a look for the outlet. That's a really gracious ball all the way out to Maponya. Daniels wanted to thread that one through, but It's brilliant defending that time round by Mahlewe. Of course, it's the Hollywoodbets Super League right here on SAFA.net, and a foul by Chelsea Daniels that time round. Hollywoodbets, of course, is supporting top flight football, women's football in the country at the moment. Headline sponsors for this Super League as UWC. Once again, fighting their way to get forward. Lovely touch, 1-2 there between Mkwanazi as well as Nokala. Out to the back, managing to find Shakira O'Malley. Nokala tries to get on to the end of it. Doesn't quite manage. Good bit of footwork now, and she'll be looking to create the 2v1 on the outside. And good passages of play here from UWC. They look like the better of the two sides at the moment, but still plenty of footy to go as Nokala gets it out to Maponya. Looking for the cheeky little ball there, but doesn't quite manage. The ball control from Ezemvelo at the moment, really good. Looks to bridge, and now an opportunity to go forward. It's Ngobane. So dangerous is Ngobane. He's trying to get the shot off. It's a brilliant tackle. It looks like Shakira O'Malley, who's managed to get back there, just protecting her goalkeeper as much as possible. And that was absolutely brilliant from the centre-back. They'll launch an attack of their own, of course. Just unfortunately not managing to get that one going forward. Brilliant bit of defense. Just trying to clear their lines at the moment, or Ezemvelo. He needs to find some space. They're under huge pressure, but that's a brilliant turn into the middle of the park. Finds a little bit of space. It's Ngobani once again, who's really creating problems here for UWC. Into the box. Just unable to get it onto the head of the attacker. Dangerous signs at the moment from the ladies in yellow. Ngobani, lovely work. Tries to thread that one through, but it's even better defending. Drives it forward. Magama, who's in the right back position, puts that one into a great area. Off the top of the head that time round of Zikhona Nokala. And unfortunately, the left winger unable to drive that one towards the goals. But once again, it's a brilliant passage of play. Doing everything right at the moment are UWC. They just need to try and get it past the goalkeeper, and that's a starling run. Down the left-hand side, she's absolutely chopped down. And I think this will be the first caution of the day. A yellow card brandished to Gudazi, who did what she needed to do there. It was a really good run from Antonia Maponya down the left-hand channel. And Maponya, who's been really good, the number 23, all game long. She's taken her opportunities down that left channel, and she's made it difficult for Ezemvelo here to defend. Yellow card out to Samkelo Gudazi. Of course, a professional foul. She probably knew exactly what she was doing. There's Mokhale, whips it into a dangerous area. And it's a brilliant save there by Sipesihle Dlamini, who's looking for her 13th clean sheet of the competition. Manages to get up, palms it away, and keeps her team out of trouble. Oh, my apologies, it's Zintle Dwalana rather for Ezemvelo. Just going out for a goal kick. Maybe the wind coming into play that time round. Mabatu Mokhale just not managing to keep that ball under control. But it was the goalkeeper Zintle and Dwalana who did so well, the captain as well of this Ezemvelo side, managing to keep that one from going to the head of a UWC player. And just caught in an offside position is Asanda Mkunu, who just needs to hold her run a little bit more. She's got the pace to get past defenders, so unnecessarily ahead of the game there, of course. Thought she could break away. Mkwanazi deciding to go back to Simail. O'Malley deciding to go forward, trying to get in behind the defense here, and Magama's giving chase. The skipper manages to keep it in field, but doesn't quite manage to find support play. Masangwani keeps that one in field. And they're doing really well at the moment, just absorbing the pressure. Here are the sides, Ezemvelo. That's what they're going to need to do. They need to tire out UWC. That's a lovely ball. Into a dangerous area, and Daniels not quite managing to get a right boot onto the end of that one. Magama tries the shot, and unfortunately doesn't quite get that one on target. But a golden opportunity there from Chelsea Daniels. Unfortunately not able to turn it into the back of the net. Lovely win. Mkwanazi throws it into the feet of an Ezemvelo midfielder. And they do really well that time round. Do UWC. Simail. O'Malley has a look up, just trying to find out how they're going to get forward. Simail into the middle of the park for Mkwanazi. He's playing well at the moment as Mkwanazi. Controls the ball well, distributes nicely in the middle of the park. That time round, trying to find Nokala, who can't quite manage to get that one out from underneath her feet. Mkwanazi. Lovely work, managing to get past three midfielders. Unfortunately, the execution just wasn't there, but she manages to win the foul as well. They get the ball rolling, and they want to get the ball into a good position here. Dlamini, O'Malley, Simail finds Daniels up front, who had a golden opportunity earlier on. Just looking for Magama. The captain decides to go back this time round onto the near post. It's well dealt with as Mukhale. Thought about the shot there. Couldn't quite get it off, and Magama drives forward. Ball into a dangerous area. Daniels doesn't quite manage to get up that time round. An attempt at a clearance there from Quito. And they're under the pump at the moment here are Ezemvelo. They need to get the ball into the final third of the UWC defense. Doing nicely on the ball. Lovely turn at that time round. Chopped down there, but fairly, says the referee. And they're just looking for opportunities at the moment. They can't quite seem to get them. O'Malley looking for Nokala. It's a lovely defensive clearance there. And defending really well. 37 goals against the Ezemvelo side this season. Goal difference of -8. They'll be looking to try and clean that up in today's encounter as charging forward once more there. UWC into a dangerous position. But the defender uses her body really well just to keep Maponya from getting through. Lovely work to find Ngobani. There's the score, 0-0 it stands here at the moment as both of these sides looking for the opening score of the game. Simaili has a look up, decides to go to Maponya. She's got the support of Nokala up front. Mohale. Looks like Figile Magama has gone into an advanced position in the middle of the park, just occupying that sort of right wing space, right midfield space at the moment. Zondi in the right back position for the day. Normally see Magama in the left back, but a very adept player, plays for the national side, able to play in really any position. And have a look at this for a stalling run as Mkwanazi finds Zondi Magama now. They really putting together a couple of passes. Tries to get it into a dangerous area. Was just looking for Nokala or even Chelsea Daniels that time round. Unable to find the heads of the forwards as Zondi manages to get it into Masangai that time. Maswangwanyi. Onto the head. Daniels now. Coming from an offside position, I think was the call on the other side of the field. Into the middle of the park, trying to put together some passes. Mkwanazi finds O'Malley. Back to Simaile this time. Mohale. Brilliant work at the moment. Finds Maponya. Daniels pressing at the top of the field. That's lovely work there from the attacking side. Back it goes this time. They just need to be cautious at the moment. That's a lovely ball, and Magama with the strike. Unfortunately, unable to turn that one to goal. She manages to get a corner kick for her side. It was a good opportunity, of course. You miss 100% of the opportunities that you don't take. Has a pop, looking for that far post, but unfortunately just carrying a little bit more than she would have wanted. As Ezemvelo. That's a lovely diagonal ball, it must be said, but unfortunately just unable to retain possession on that left-hand side. Well, the game just slowing down at the moment. Both of these two sides just searching for their first goal. It's a foul on the far side. Ball into the box. Does really well, does Simaile. Mohale. Out to Magama, who's in a really advanced position. Driving forward now, and not quite sure if that was an attempt of a shot or an attempt of the through ball. Nonetheless, not really too threatening for UWC, as Daniels does so well to hold it up once again. Mkwanazi that time round tries to find her captain, Fikile Magama. There's real pressure being applied here on the press by UWC. Nice and physical are the home side. Once again, just trying to dispossess the ball, but such good control in the middle of the field as Mkwanazi finds Magama. Good positions at the moment. It's Zondi who will try and whip this one into the box. She does so well, but can't find a yellow head at the moment. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ngubani absolutely terrorizing defenses. She's done well to get 4 goals already in this competition. She's looking to get her 5th here, and hopefully it's the opener for the day. As O'Malley looking for Nokala. And it's a foul there against Ezemvelo. Putting together a couple of passes at the moment are Ezemvelo. Just trying to find some momentum. The possession's been mainly in the direction of the team in yellow. They've pressed well too. They fight for that ball. You can just see the captain, Fikile Magama, really hounding down at the player in possession. And Nokala thought that she might have been able to get ahead onto the end of that one. Good tackle once again, always driving forward. Maponya has been a real threat in this game. Just making sure that the player is all right there. It's Sandam Kunu, just tying her shoelaces. Took a bit of a knock in that tackle. You can see she's struggling to put weight on that foot, but seems like she'll try and run it off. Mohale needs a little bit more ball speed on that one. O'Malley does really well. Daniels on the chase. Just playing in small quarters as Mkwanazi finds O'Malley looking for Magama and manages to shake off a defender. This might be good, but Chelsea Daniels definitely looked in an offside position early on there. Just needed the foresight to hold her run a little bit longer. Apologizing is the skipper, Magama. Just needed to hold on to that ball a little bit. She had some space to really drive through. Magama finds Zondi. Oh, it's a treacherous ball there. Simaile does well to turn into space. And Daniels and Magama really applying some pressure, trying to force the mistake in the backfield here at the moment. Daniels just can't quite bring that one under control, unfortunately. Well, slow start to the game so far. 29 minutes into it, still 0-0 here at the University of the Western Cape. Of course, it's the Hollywoodbets Super League, the Premier League of women's football in South Africa. Nokala manages to find Mkwanazi. Threads it through, looking for Daniels. This is a good opportunity for Daniels. who can't quite keep that one down. She managed to get herself into a little bit of space, but unfortunately not managing to test the goalkeeper. Dwalani, the skipper, would have had her heart in her throat that time round. Zondi goes back to Simaile. Dlamini makes herself big and boots that one upfield. Does well to clear her lines. Throw in taken. Nice big throw in that time round. Just trying to bring it under control at the moment. That's a lovely take there from Maponya, who thought Daniels might have been able to get onto the end of that one. Unfortunately, just wasn't the case this time round. Magama finds Daniels. Lovely little 1-2. This is beautiful. This is absolutely fantastic for Magama. And it will be finished on the far post this time round. It will be an easy finish this time for Zikhona Nokala. But brilliant work here from the University of the Western Cape. They've been knocking on the door of their Ezemvelo defences for the last 31 minutes. And they absolutely deserved it. Beautiful piece of football there in the final third. And a clinical finish at the end of the day for Zikhona Nokala, who gets the opening goal of the game. And that's exactly what UWC needed. All the pressure was on them to score. They had the possession, they had the chances. They just didn't have anything to show for it. And coach Tina Sonke Mbuli will be really happy about that team managing to get onto the scoreboard. And now all of the pressure is on Ezemvelo to try their best to get back into this one. Well, that's what they would have wanted. You can see a really happy bench down there. Pressure just being taken off as Dlamini boots one out to the right-hand side. Doesn't quite manage to keep it in. Well, now it's going to be important for the defense to be absolutely rock solid. O'Malley, Simaile, as well as Dlamini will be making sure that they get themselves a clean sheet and secure the victory for this game. The forwards have done their job. They've managed to get onto the scorecard. And now it's the turn of the defences. As O'Malley just having a look. She could see Nokala trying to make the run there. Looks for Mkwanazi, doesn't quite manage to bring it under control. Up goes O'Malley, wins the contact in the air. It was Asanda Mkunu who really just needed to be a little bit stronger. Magama, who got the assist of that first goal, whipped into a dangerous area, but only manages to find the goalkeeper. Turns defense into attack. They play it down at the moment here for Ezemvelo. And we'll give both sides an opportunity to regather. Of course, one side will be much happier of the two and managing to get that early goal in this game. And now all of the pressure on Ezemvelo. They need to get themselves back into the game as Daniel's just pushing to drive forward that time round. not happy about something in the middle of the park there. It's Amat Lenjali, number 20 in the midfield. Might have thought Chelsea Daniels had done something there. Mohale. Looking for Nkala on the back post. That's a lovely ball. But brilliant goalkeeping there from Ndwalani. The skipper could see the danger. That ball was heading in the direction of Zikona Nkala. Did brilliantly to anticipate as Daniels. Maswangwa Gyani. Really physical on that left-hand side. Nothing to it. It's a goal kick awarded. Both of these players just showing their strength, shoulder to shoulder. Of course, nothing wrong with that. It looks like Yonela Quito on the far side there. Doesn't look to be too comfortable, does the left back, and this might well be the end of her endeavour. She doesn't look like she's getting up. Well, both sides now with an opportunity just to regather their thoughts. And good to see. Looks like on the far side, Yonela Ketu is getting up. Things back underway. They a player down at the moment, or Ezemvelo, as Mohale finds Magama. Magama in the area. It's a dangerous place to have the skipper. Puts it on the left boot. Luckily for Ezemvelo, doesn't manage to get enough on that one. Daniels finds Magama. They've connected well of the two forwards. Masangwane. Mohale finds Maponya. On the left boot it goes. That's a lovely ball in a dangerous position. And does well to keep that one from going for a corner. Boots that one upfield. Lovely take up there by the number 30, and it does look like Hlongwa. Hlongwa just playing in that right forward position at the moment. Will be wanting to get onto the scorecard. Unfortunately, there hasn't been too much luck for the away side. Zondi finds Daniels. Lovely touch there to Magama. Looking for Nokala. Puts it into a dangerous area, but well defended by Ezemvelo. Nokala back on possession. Trying to beat her defender. Brilliant defensive effort there. Just crowding out Nokala. Not giving her any opportunity. Ngobani boots that one into the air. You can see the wind taking some effect. Maponya goes back to Simaili. Lovely build-up play here. They're not scared to go back and restart the attack as Maponya. Simaili. Back to Maponya. Finding Daniels. That's really good. Look at this for a through ball. Unfortunately, just didn't have the pace that Nokala. Lovely 1-2 in the middle of the park. Or out wide, rather, as O'Malley. Lovely touch there from Magama. She does have Maswangani in the middle of the park. tries to find Daniels, not really able to get the shot away. As Mkwanazi. Collision in the middle of the park gives possession to Ngubani. It's a little bit chaotic here in the 40th minute. Just trying to chip that one over the top, but unable to get anything. Simaili. They're finding connections well here and just putting Dlamini under a little bit of pressure there. It wasn't the greatest ball. The goalkeeper would have wanted that one on the ground. O'Malley finds Maponya. Lovely tackle. Opportunity now to go forward for Hlongwa. In midfield it goes. Out to the back. And as always, Chelsea Daniels applying pressure in the press. Making it nice and difficult. And just more than happy to really slow things down here at the moment are Ezemvelo. Daniels, it's 4v4. Magama can be so dangerous. You don't want her in possession. Fighting for the ball. It's 3 versus 1 at the top of the box. Maponya beaten. A little bit of miscommunication there from the Ezemvelo ladies. Ngubani always trying to be in the action. Sometimes just not managing to get a hold of the ball. As we see now, Sandam Kunu on the left-hand side trying to really charge forward. Back to Dlamini. Well, a bit of contact there on the far side. Well, 42 minutes into this game here at the UWC Stadium. 1 goal is all that separates the two sides. That 1 goal coming from Zikona Nokala, of course assisted by her skipper Fikile Magama, who opened up the scoring for UWC right here at home. Magama playing in an advanced position today as the South African left back. Maswangani. See a couple of mistakes being made by Ezemvelo now as Nokala, the goal scorer, looking to charge forward, gets the ball, but it will be deemed a free kick there. I think the follow through just catching the leg of the attacker, and the referee giving the foul to UWC in a really good position. Well, this will be good here. They'll want to get this out to the far post. There's plenty of numbers. Shakira O'Malley makes her way upfield. Chelsea Daniels in there. Figile Magama as well as Mabatu Mohale. Mkwanazi seems to be in the mix as well. Nokala, goal scorer, decides to have the pop, but unfortunately going over the top this time round. Might have been better off trying to get it into a good position and get a yellow shirt onto the end of it. Daniels really pressing hard. Magama as well, the skipper. And they've done well there, have UWC. As Chelsea Daniels now in the box. Looks to get the pass away. Maybe worth being a little bit greedier here, the centre forward. Lovely touch and just leaves something behind there, Maponya. who I think will be cautioned by our referee for today. Indeed, Maponya will find her name in the book. Yellow card awarded to the left back, and she's going to have to be really careful over the next 45 minutes of this game. It's a nasty one. That's the studs to the shin, never a nice feeling. Looks like she's managed to shake it off. Of course, just that initial contact really does hurt. Opportunity now. They'll want to try put this into a good area. They've committed some numbers, 4 in the box, looks like. And it will be dealt with nice and easily there by a UWC. They haven't been put under too much pressure today, have UWC. As we enter the half-time break here, the score sits at 1-0 to the home side, UWC, against Ezemvelo Women's FC. But don't go too far away. We've still got 45 minutes of action. These two sides are separated by just the one goal, and we'll be back in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get back to the action, it's the Hollywoodbets Super League. It's the premier division of women's football in the country. And as it stands, 1-0 is the score. Ezemvelo woman trailing to the home side, UWC, who managed to get an early goal through Zikona Nokala, of course, assisted by Fikile Magama. And we're back underway for the next 45 minutes of football. Substitutions made at halftime consisted of Chelsea Daniels, who comes off the field, as well as Sinemile Mkwanazi, who had a really good game. I'm surprised a little bit by that substitute. However, nonetheless, the coach Tinasonke Mbuli will know exactly what they are doing. On the field comes Ntombe Fikile, the number 7, Ndlovu, who replaces Mkwanazi, as well as number 18, Balisa Njambani, who will be looking to add some impact to the game. Possibly the coach really closing up this game, bringing in a little bit more midfield dominance, a little bit more defensively minded players. But nonetheless, we'll see how this second half goes. 1-0 is the score, as I mentioned so far. There's Ntombe Fikile Ndlovu on the ball. Gets it out to Zondi. Takes it back, doesn't love. Just has a look around. Fresh legs, always welcome in the game of football, of course. Looks like Villa just trying to get rid of that one. Some good physicality being shown here at the moment by both of these two sides. Ndlovu, Zondi rather. Now to Mwasangani. Ndlovu. Trying to get it up. This is lovely, and unfortunately just wasn't able to find Belisa Mjambani. Would have been a really super substitution there had Njambani managed to get on to the end of that one. Of course, Ntombe Fikile Ndlovu, she's sitting 38th on the top goal scorers, 4 goals in her 19 games. Second top goal scorer for UWC. And chance now for Zondi to drive forward, just trying to put it out in front of Bilisa Njambane. Wasn't the greatest ball, but the vision was certainly there. Goes up, it's well won there. Just has a look, looks to thread the ball through. It's good pace being shown. Back it goes, and Ngubane once again gets on it. She's so dangerous. What can she do? Puts it on the toes and just goes past the far post. So unlucky. It was a brilliant bit of football there. Ndlovu, so exciting down this left-hand channel, just trying to find Asanda Mkunu. Unfortunately, Mkunu just misses that one by a pinky toe. And brilliant start to the second half here by Ezemvelo woman. Brilliant work there, it must be said. Looks like Fikile Magama has gone back to her position as left back, as Ngubane keeps it in field. What can she do now? She's really been the life of the party here for Ezemvelo. Good clearance from Magama, who's back in her left back position. Chase was on there for Njambane. Going forward, lovely touch. Trying to wiggle their way out of a bit of trouble. They get themselves into trouble. Well, Magama, who's been playing so well up at the top of the field, finds herself back in defense and just losing out that time round. So a real effort here to strengthen up the defense, putting the national left back in her original position. Of course, the woman qualifying for WAFCON, and a big part of that team, of course, is Fikile Magama. Lovely touch on the chest. It goes. A beautiful ball there to Mjambani. Big collision. Both players will shake it off. Nice touch. Opportunity now to go forward. Tries to find Ndlovu. just unable to that time round. Still trying to drive forward. Of course, Fikile Magama, she hasn't managed to get herself a goal for the national side as the 23-year-old, 25 international caps at the age of 23. A real talent is Magama. As you can see her just slowing down the play. She wants her team to play at their pace rather than being dictated the pace by the opposition. Good touch. Masongani just wiggling her way out of a little bit of trouble. It only manages to get dispossessed, unfortunately, that time round, as a free kick goes in the direction this time of Ezemvelo woman. Oh, it was a really good start to this first half for Ezemvelo. Pumps it upfield on the head of O'Malley. Back it goes, Magama. Just trying to find a yellow shirt, and does really well to do so. Unfortunately, they will have to deal with the goal kick here, as Matlawe. They've defended bravely, have Ezemvelo. Matlawe looking to get it upfield. O'Malley does really well. Needs to get back in position. This is a lovely through ball. An opportunity now. An even better save there by Dlamini. It's chaos here in the box. And penalty awarded to Ezemvelo woman. The break was really good by the ladies in white. Once again, it was Ngubani who really created trouble for the opposition. They get themselves into the 18-yard area, create problems for the defenses of UWC, and all of a sudden Ezemvelo have an opportunity to tie things up here in the 52nd minute. Steps up to the plate is Matlawe. Nosipo Matlawe. On the right boot and puts it into the back of the net. Nosipo Matlawe makes absolutely no mistake, and the equalizer has come through the Ezemvelo ladies. You can see the jubilation on the bench. They'll make a change, but 1-1 is the score here at the UWC Stadium. And it's been a brilliant start to this second half for the travelling side. The coach, Andile Mthembu, will be really happy with his charges. They level up proceedings, and with only 37 minutes to be played, it's anyone's game here at the moment. The sides sitting 9th and 10th respectively on the table find themselves at a deadlock. But UWC, they want to go forward nice and quickly. There's a bit of chaos, and the goal scorer this time round deciding to take a no-nonsense approach to that defensive clearance. Absolutely brilliant, and you can see the numbers into the box. There's Shakira O'Malley making her way into a dangerous area, giving the goalkeeper Zintle Ndwalani a really hard time, you can see. Can they get back into the ascendancy? Whips it onto the penalty spot. And the wind there, it goes for a goal kick, and a really wasted opportunity there from UWC. But pressure, just pressing with a vigor at the moment. Upfield it goes for Ezemvelo, booted into touch. 1-1 is the score. 35 minutes to be played. Anybody's game at the moment. These teams were really similar at the beginning of this game. Of course, it's UWC's final game of the competition. They will watch as the other teams try and work their way further up the field, trying to launch an attack. There goes Mjambane. Just putting UWC under pressure, forcing a couple of mistakes at the moment. Yonela Keto will be on the throw. Lovely work. Gets it to Hlongwa. A free kick given in a good position now. Possibly a little bit too far to have the shot, but in a great position to really put them under pressure. You can see the referee there just gaining control of the game, asking the players just to bring it back. And now with 35 minutes left in the game, can Ezemvelo from behind try and get themselves 2-1 ahead here? It's a free kick in a lovely position. If they can get this into a dangerous area and try find the head of an attacker. It looks like Njali will be looking to put this one into the box. Just the 4 players that they've committed. I wonder if she'll be looking to have a pop here. Njali has a pop and goes a little bit loose, but luckily Sipesihle Dlamini keeps her goals intact. Drops it first time around, but manages to gather it on the second attempt as Sinegugu Zondi. Just trying to clear her lines, and Ndlovu going upfield. Lovely touch there, and it's going to be a foot race to the ball. Unfortunately, just not giving Masangwani the opportunity she would have wanted. Mukhale tries to bring it to ground on the far side. Nokala goal scorer goes to ground, and Ndlovu threads it through, but the offside flag goes up here on the near side. Just in an advance position was Mjambane. Lovely work, good strength as Ngubane tries to make a real nuisance of herself. She's done so often in this game. She really can be a handful for defenders. Lovely defensive clearance. Only manages to find a UW shirt as Ndlovu looks for the ball into the area. Mama Bolo's managed to find her way onto the park. I'm not quite sure who's she's taken off, but the fresh legs will be really welcome in this encounter. As really strong. There goes Zondi, using her strength just to keep Ngubane at bay. Lovely work. Ngubane now. She can be a real problem. Gets it out to Mkunu. Thought about getting that into the area. Mkunu goes back, has the shot. And unfortunately, just not on target. Ezemvelo have come out guns blazing in the second half. And they want to ruin the party here in Cape Town. The wind now on their back. They seem to have got a second burst of energy in this game. As Simaile. Lovely pass into the middle of the park. Magama needs to bring her troops together and get them over the line. Here does the skipper. 23 years of age, 25 international caps, yet to score on the main stage. But of course, at the tender age of 23, she'll have plenty of opportunities. Mukhale gives chase, using her strength, and that's a lovely turn there from Mukhale. A free kick awarded to UWC. They were in a bit of trouble, but the referee on that far side saying they're more than happy to take the free kick. It will be Dlamini who tries to clear her lines. puts her shoelaces through that one. Nyasangwani. Lovely ball that. That's an absolutely delicious ball, and just giving up on that one. It didn't look like it was too far away, it must be said. And just running away from what looks like the number 30, Hlongwa. Hlongwa, the defender, finds herself in an advanced position. She was a little bit high up the field there. You can see she's had to dash about 90 meters back to get into her position. "30 more minutes left in this game. It's the Hollywoodbets Super League, the premier division of women's football right here in South Africa. And this tussle between the home side, UWC, up against the Ezemvelo Women's Football Club, right here at UWC Stadium, sees these sides deadlocked at 1-1. It was a goal that came nice and early through Zikona Nokala into the box. It goes. It's allowed to bounce a couple of times, but Ndwalane more than happy to deal with that one. And of course, the equalizer managed to come from Nosipo Mahlawe. 1-1 it stands at the moment. Time starting to run out. UWC seemed to be the better of the two sides in the first half, but it's the Ezemvelo women who have come through clutch here in the second. Upfield it goes. It's a weapon they've tried to utilize in this game as the long throw, and it's worked out nicely. As now UWC trying to get forward, just trying to put one or two touches together. O'Malley out to Zondi. Lovely ball into the middle of the park. Not sure if that was the intention, but Mamabolo managed to get that one in the middle of the park. O'Malley does well, gets it out to Magama. Beautiful forward run. Unfortunately, the pass just wasn't there, but they've got a second opportunity. Magama. She's dangerous when she gets forward, is Magama, just linking up with Nokala. And you can see there Magama just being told where exactly where the throw-in mark is. Lovely work. It's someone's gone down on the far side, and Ndlovu gets a foot onto it, but doesn't quite manage to bring it under control nor steer it in the direction of the goals with any real vigor. Ndwalane just trying to clear lines, finds Magama into the middle of the park there for Kudazi. O'Malley goes back. Dlamini just being put under pressure, but it's a lovely ball there to Zondi, who doesn't quite manage to bring it under control, and it's a lovely tackle there from Mvila. Well, I mean, nowhere close to the mark that time round. And you could just see there it was an unhappy Andile Mtembu there, who thought that one was taken from a little bit far away from the mark, gaining an unfair advantage as the goal scorer Nokala just trying to link up with Magama there. I'm not 100% sure where that all went wrong. And we'll have a little bit of a break in play here. An injury for Ezemvelo. No need for the medics, says the referee, as it seems. Back underway we get, puts it on the toe. Lovely challenge. It's the goal scorer managed to get the equalizer there, Mahlawe. Tries to find Mvila. The referee has to make a decision here, and it will go in the direction of the home side. Looks like Zondi on this near side with the throw. Forward it goes. Lovely competition in the air. Gets nice and high. Gets head on to that one. And a collision in the middle of the park between two UWC players, and one seems to have really taken the brunt of that fall. As the game will take a little bit of a break here. It was what looked like a really nasty fall there. I'm not sure if it was Mjambani. It may just be. And 1-1 is the score. 25 minutes left in this game. I'm not too sure who will be the happier of the two sides. Well, we'll get things back underway. The referee has managed to see to the injury. And Dlamini rolls it out to O'Malley. Ngubani just trying to apply some pressure on that outlet. Magama trying to force it out wide. They've managed to gain some good ground here on that left-hand channel. Trying to get that one to drive forward. Good contest in the air. Out it goes to Magama. Trying to really get ball out to Mjambani that time, who seems to have walked off her injury. Lovely touch from Ngubani, and now there's an opportunity. Trying to thread it into a good position, but just wasn't on the same wavelength that time round. And Ngubani has looked really good in this game, it must be said. She's been the difference between the two sides. Ndlovu looking for Mjambani. Good bit of footy here. Trying to get in behind, but I think Mvilo was in an offside position. Deciding not to contest for the ball there. She knew exactly where she was. Just a little bit of a tussle there in the middle of the park. Seemingly managing it to come out with it that time doesn't Charlie. Finding Ngubani once again. So dangerous down that right-hand channel is Ngubani. And it looks like we'll have a substitution down on this near side. Fresh legs are going to be really important in this game. Of course, it is the Hollywoodbets Super League, the headline sponsors for the Premier Division of women's football in South Africa. And of course, making it possible for Banyana to take their football to new levels. Fikile Magama, one of the Banyana ladies on the field at the moment. 25 caps, 23 years of age, no goals on the international stage as the South African, or the Banyana left back rather, as Lamini. Lovely ball there to Zondi. Has a look, tries to find Jambani. That's really good work, managing to find some space, and This is champagne football now at the moment from UWC into a dangerous area. And Zondi manages to force the corner. It's brilliant football there from the home side. Finding gaps. There's confirmation of the score. 1-1 it stands in the second half. 20 minutes to be played. Still anybody's game at the moment as Zondi stands over the top of this one. And it looks like Tiffany Korki has made her way onto the park. They're donning the number 5 jersey. 5 goals in this competition. Top goal scorer for UWC. And she really is a tricky character to deal with, is Tiffany Korki. Good turn, and Korki trying to get into the game right away. She really does tend to be a super substitution in this team. In all the encounters that I've been involved with UWC, she comes off the bench more often than not, rather than a starter. Seems to be an impact player in this game. Funny enough, both of their top goal scorers in Ndlovu as well as Korki coming off the bench today. And there she is, Korki. Just looking to connect with Mama Balo, and another super substitution, the number 6. They're coming in thick and fast here. 4 substitutions made already in this game for UWC. Magaba finds Korki, turns nicely and finds herself facing the goals, and on comes another substitution there. It's a Manengela, Ndomiso Manengela, donning the number 15. So a full house of substitutions made here for UWC. Looks like the coach Tinesonke Mbuli really trying to stamp their authority on this game. Keeping the legs fresh, keeping the press nice and intense. Wants the counter attacks to go forward nicely. Doesn't want to get caught with their team struggling here. Ezemvelo have made a lot less changes to this game, trying to keep their starting 11 on the park for as long as possible. Ndlovu does well to dispossess Ketu that time round. Jambane try to connect there with Manengela, who manages to pickpocket the Ezemvelo defend on this near side. Ndlovu. It will be Zondi that takes it and gets some extra numbers upfield. Just catching Keto sleeping that time. Back to the ball as Ngubane. Always looking to get into the action and go forward. Looking for Mvilo that time round, but just weren't able to do anything as such as Ndlovu. Mohale. Magama. Out to Mohale. A lot of things happening in the middle of the park as Ngobane puts it on the foot, and it will be a foot race to the ball here. Just having to show some strength that time round. Magama charging forward once more. Korki wears one to the face, but she needs to get the ball back here as Tiffany Korki. Jambane, Korki, Manengela, lovely turn there, goes 180, tries to thread one through, but can't quite manage to get it past the goal scorer in Mahlawe. Of course, equalizing for her team did Mahlawe, and it's time for Ketu. Charging down this left-hand channel, will need to keep it in. Unfortunately, just allowed it to run away as Yonela Ketu, the left back for Ezemvelo. O'Malley. Simaili. Into the middle of the park for Mohale. Magama now wants a piece of the action. Korki keeps it in field, but to her detriment, they retain possession, do UWC. trying to win back possession. They just not able to do so at the moment. Matt O'Malley taking the direct approach, just looking for Tiffany Kortke. Lovely roundhouse kick. Jambani tries to win possession. Magama gets nice and high, and Mamabolo trying to dispossess Mvelo, who just throws that one away. Couple of shouts for handball, but nothing to it, says the referee, as Tiffany Kortke finds Mokhale. Opportunity now, but a foul given there to the University of the Western Cape. Upfield it goes, trying to get it into a dangerous possession, and Ndlovu brings it down nicely. Just unable to get that final bit of control for Ndlovu as Mamabalo finds Kortke. Back to Mamabalo. That's a lovely ball to the ever so dangerous Magama. Puts it into a really bad position there. You would expect a little bit more from the skipper. Unfortunately, just unable that time round to do anything with that ball. In the middle of the park, Mvelo fighting for the ball once again. Magama trying to find Kortke. Going forward once again, yeah. Looking for Kitu, who looks like she's run out of a little bit of legs as the left back. Tough position is outside back to play, it must be said. Sengwa. Kortke manages to get a hold of that one. Back to Magama, who's under some serious pressure at the moment, but feels nothing. It's a brilliant turn that clears the lines. Was possibly not quite looking for the clearance. I think she was looking to link up there, but wasn't to be. Into a dangerous position, but unable to bring it back onto the feet. Well, as we enter the last 12 minutes, both of these sides looking to break the deadlock. It's 1-1 as it stands here between UWC and Ezemvelo Women FC, as Mokhale finds Mamabalo in the middle of the park. Kortke's got a bit of space, and Ndlovu just in an offside position. Just needed to hold that run a little bit longer than Ndlovu. Pickpocketed that time by Manangena. Kortke. Can she put an impact on this game? That's lovely skills. Finds Mamabolo, and some real frustration at the moment on the field there for UWC. You can see it. They're arguing amongst each other with the referee as well. That was a really good bit of play there from Tiffany Kortke and Mamabalo. You can't help but think at the moment it looks like UWC, who look like they might be in a better position to get the winner, as Ketu heads that one out. Gives her team an opportunity to get back and defend. Zondi. Manangena under some serious pressure. There is Manangela. Just forces that one out. The press is on him. Jambani really pressing hard at the moment with Ndlovu.
You can see the fresh legs on the field at the moment for UWC. Of course, half of their team has changed from the minute 1 here of the game. Simail throws the ball away. You can see the frustration there for Tiffany Gortke, and Ezemvelo women now have an opportunity to go forward. In the box they go, and just a little bit too heavy is the touch that time round. Disappointment on the faces of the Ezemvelo women. It was a golden opportunity. Ngubani was in the box. Unfortunately, just unable to keep it under control. O'Malley. Simail. Has a look. Lovely touch there. And studs up is the call there from the referee. They more than happy to play it quickly, as the ball still rolling in that instance. Shakira O'Malley will look to boot this one upfield. Lovely touch. Zondi tries to put it into the box. It's a huge header that, unfortunately, a little bit too far out. It would be interesting to see if that was in and around the penalty spot, whether Ndlovu could have directed that to the back of the net. Coming from an offside position, there was Mjambane. Might have just been better off just letting that one roll away. But nonetheless, 1-1 is the score as we enter the last 8 minutes of this game. A full house of substitutes for UWC. Can the fresh legs make a difference in this game? There's one of them already. There's two of them. 3 of them are coming into effect. Of course, half of the infield has been substituted already in this game for UWC. The back four has stayed relatively the same. Antonia Maponya has made her way off. I thought she played really well. But Fegile Magama goes back into that left back position. But other than that, the back four unchanged bar the one. And a lot going on the field at the moment. There seems to be a bit of a tussle between Zondi and Hlongwa. Just going back and forward are the two at the moment. Free kick awarded, however, to Ezemvelo woman. Is this the late winner they are looking for? Into a dangerous position and slightly over the goals of Sipesihle Dlamini, who unfortunately won't keep a clean sheet in this game, but definitely won't be looking to concede any further. Mukhale finds O'Malley. Lovely outlet, managing to find Zondi, who drives forward herself, does Zondi. Lots of space in the middle of the park for Manengela. Tiffany Gortke running on the inside, and Manengela seeing space on the outside. Just not in tune were the two UWC players. And Magama wants to lead her side to victory. Yeah, it's important for the skipper to make sure she keeps hold of her composure, keeps nice and calm in this game, and finds a way to lead her Chargers to victory. 3 points, so important for both of these sides at the moment. Just putting a couple of passes together. That time round, it's Nosipo Mahlawe, who pumps it upfield. Of course, the goal scorer in this game. Managed to get the equalizer through a penalty. I don't think either of these sides will be happy with the 1 point. They'll be searching for 3 as Mogale is brought to ground. The general in the middle of the park donning the number 30 jersey. Here we go. Into the box. Dangerous area. Only manages to find a white shirt. They'll want to send it back into a dangerous area, will UWC, as Magama. Lovely footwork. Just looking for Ndlovu, but it's well stuffed out. Kudazi sends it forward and a huge lunge there. Gets nothing but the ball. And the ref acknowledging. Just trying to find the way to goal as Manengela. Lovely touch, but a bit of miscommunication there between what looks like Mamabolo and Zondi. And Tiffany Kortke, she's really been in the wars today. She's caught one to the face as well as to the arm, but she seems to be all right. Back in position. Manengela. O'Malley. There's plenty of opportunities to go forward. That's a tasty little ball. And it will be chased down there by Jambani. It's not over yet here for UWC and Ezemvelo. Still 3 more minutes of regulation time as Manengela takes a shot. And that's going to be dangerous. Oh my goodness. It was nearly a candidate for goal of the season. A real long range effort which just goes over the top of the bar. The Ezemvelo captain Ndolwane would have had her heart in her mouth as Ndlovu threads one through. Kortke gets onto the end of it and just can't bring it under control. Look at the bench. It's like a basketball game. They've cleared the benches. Really exciting times here at the moment for UWC. Can they get the goal that they so desperately need? Their final game of the season, 1-1 is the score as it stands. They want to get themselves to 40 points and secure a place, or possibly secure a place in the top half of the table. Whipped into the box. It's a really dangerous one on the near post. It will be another corner. Well, it's a goal kick. The referee changing his mind at the final hour. And Ezemvelo managing to get out of that one scot-free. However, it's not about defending here. They'll be looking to get themselves a goal of their own. They have had their chances. They've looked nice and threatening in this game. Mvelo. Back into the middle of the park. It's a good win there. Taken back there by UWC. Kortke using her speed. She really is quick down that left-hand channel. Still in possession. Tries to get into the box. She's in the wars. And Ngubane has been really good. Look at her trying to get upfield. Lovely ball and a mistake there. Someone should have been chasing. Dlamini finds Zondi. And Lobert gets left behind there, and a yellow card will be brandished. They've been in the wars all day, have those two, Zondi as well as Amelo Hlongwa. And Zondi really struggling at the moment, but it looks like she'll be able to run it off. A yellow card brandished to Hlongwa. Opportunity now for Mogale. Will want to put this one into the box. Get it into a dangerous area. That's exactly what happens. It's going towards the penalty spot. It's loose in the box. They'll need to get a shot off here. The benches have cleared once again. Still in possession. And a free kick awarded to Ezemvelo woman. The UWC benches cannot believe it. It was a golden opportunity. Should have pulled the trigger. Tested the goalkeeper and seen what could happen. Upfield it goes. The board for added up time has gone up as Zondi. It will be Ezemvelo ball there. It's well defended once again. And at the moment, Ezemvelo look like they're more than happy to take the point. Ketu. Ngubani, as always, trying to get into the action. Lovely work here for Gudazi. Can they steal it at the final hour? Decides to have a pop, but it won't discourage Dlamini, who manages to deal with that. Pumps it upfield, tries to find Jambani. It's a lovely header, good contest in the air that time round as Magama. And unfortunately, that will be all as she wrote. 90 minutes of football in this game. There's still a little bit to go here. There's a substitution happening, some fresh legs being brought onto the park. It's Gwala who will make her way onto the pitch. Some fresh legs here for Ezemvelo. Simaile thought about pumping it upfield, decides to go to Shakira O'Malley. Mukhale. Back to O'Malley. Up it goes. A couple of forwards look like they were in an offside position. The clearance comes from the boot of Ezemvelo. Forward they go. Ndlovu. Where's this gone? Unfortunately, can't keep that one in field. It looks like another substitution will be made here. Just trying to wind the clock down at the moment, Ezemvelo woman. Ball's alive. The press is on. It's in a dangerous position. They need to clear their lines here, Ezemvelo woman. Magama. Dangerous is the left back. Now an opportunity for Ezemvelo to launch a counter-attack of their own. Still in possession. Lost. They look to turn at Gorki. Looking for go-forward ball. Finds Ndlovu. Turns back onto the inside. Gorki back on it. Puts it into a good space. Has the shot. And oh my goodness. Jambani with an opportunity to seal the 3 points. Pushes it to the left-hand side of the upright. And that will be the last bit of play in this game. 1-1 it ends here between UWC and Ezemvelo Women's Football Club right here in the Hollywoodbets Super League. It's been an absolutely fantastic 90 minutes. Goals from Zikona Nokala as well as a defender Nosipo Mahlawe. See this game ending in a deadlock, 1 point apiece for either of these two sides. It's the end of the campaign for UWC. Ezemvelo still have 2 more to go as these sides fight for a position in the top 8. There's confirmation of the score, 1-1 to both of these sides. It's been an absolute pleasure right here on SAFA.net. Catch us next time here for the Hollywoodbets Super League.